The elevator death. In 2011, in Manhattan, 41-year-old advertising executive Suzanne Hart was heading to work. She stepped into the office elevator, but the doors closed on her before she was fully inside. The elevator shot upward, and Suzanne was crushed between the elevator and the shaft wall. Her coworkers watched helplessly. Elevators are supposed to be safe, inspected, and maintained, but one faulty wire or overlooked repair can turn them into a deadly trap. This incident shows how even ordinary office equipment can become lethal. Death by overwork. In Japan, there's a term called karoshi, which means death by overwork. It's not rare. Thousands of office workers die each year from it. In 2015, a 24-year-old woman at a major advertising agency was working over 100 hours of overtime every month. Exhaustion and stress overwhelmed her, and she jumped from her dorm. Karoshi isn't just physical, it's mental and emotional. The kind of suffering that slowly breaks a person until their body simply gives out. It highlights how workplace culture can be as deadly as any machine. The stapler shock. Sometimes death comes from the most unexpected places. In the 2000s, an office worker in the US was electrocuted by a malfunctioning electric stapler. Yes, a stapler. A short circuit ran electricity through his body when he pressed it down. It sounds almost ridiculous, but it's terrifying because office gadgets, printers, shredders, microwaves, coffee machines, can become dangerous if poorly maintained. This shows how ordinary tools in the office can suddenly turn into life-threatening hazards. Falling from the desk. Not all office deaths are high-tech. In London, a middle-aged accountant tried to change a light bulb by standing on his swivel chair. The chair slipped, he fell backward, and hit his head on the corner of his desk, dying instantly. Every day, people stand on chairs, tables, or counters to reach something. Most of the time it's harmless, but one mistake can be deadly. This story reminds us that shortcuts in the office can have fatal consequences. The coffee machine explosion. In 2013, in a Swedish office, a worker was killed when a coffee machine exploded. Faulty pressure buildup turned a simple coffee machine into a bomb. Pieces of glass and metal struck him, ending his life instantly. The irony is brutal. Coffee is supposed to wake you up for work, but in this case, it ended a life. It's a grim reminder that even daily office routines can carry hidden risks. Printer fumes and lung disease. In Australia, an office worker developed fatal lung disease after years of working near high-volume printers. The machines released tiny chemical particles that slowly damaged his lungs. Doctors called it printer's lung. Unlike sudden accidents, this death was gradual, day by day. Just breathing at work was harming him. It shows that office dangers are not always obvious. Sometimes the slow, invisible hazards are just as deadly. The window fall. In Toronto, a lawyer leaned against his office window to show off how strong it was. The glass shattered, and he fell 24 stories to his death. Co-workers watched in horror. This death wasn't caused by equipment failure, but by human arrogance, thinking one's actions are safe when they are not. It's a reminder that overconfidence in the office can be fatal. Death by paper. Paper cuts seem trivial. They're small, annoying, and easy to ignore. But in Chicago, a worker got a nasty paper cut and didn't treat it. The wound became infected, leading to septic shock. Within days, he was dead. Paper, the symbol of dull office work, became a silent killer. It's a shocking example of how something tiny, overlooked, or underestimated can turn deadly. This story reminds us that sometimes it's not the big accidents or machines that are dangerous. It's the small, everyday things we ignore.